Hey guys, welcome back. I am making a sign for my office slash craft room where I also sew. So what you see here is just some squares that I've been painting. They're all wet, so I want to let those dry. But I wanted to show you how I did it. And then once they're dry and I coat them, we're going to work on making the sign. But you can get these little flat wood pieces at like Walmart, probably the dollar store, anywhere that there's going to be craft things. You can probably find these. I got mine at Amazon. So any hobby store, you'll want that. And this is a great way to use up your scrap paint. If you have just a little bit in a bottle and you're wanting to move it on, not waste it, this would be something to do. This would be really cute if you were had somebody in the family who is a quilter, or if they sew or something like that. So just keep that in mind. And then also another thing that you can do is kind of like the barn quilt that I made, but in a miniature version. You could actually, make that much more detailed. As a matter of fact, I have a couple. I have one. Let me grab it. Okay, so here is the miniature barn quilt that I did. And then I did a solid. So you could actually make a Christmas ornament out of this. Just as it is would be cute if you had somebody in the family you wanted to make one for. But what I thought I might do is offset them like that and put a hanger on them and make an ornament. So just wanted to show you that one really quickly because the premise is the same. This is just a 3-inch square where these are 4. And what I did with these, I'm going to use a 3-inch to show you, but I took painter's tape. I'm going to show you how I did the bulk of them. On this one, I wanted to keep a background color, so you'll notice there's navy on all of them, but you don't have to do that. You could literally make like another line across here and 4 different colors to make a 4 patch. What I did to start out on these that are 3 colored on the diagonal, as well as these have square triangles here, I just put my painter's tape literally corner to corner. Now I just pressed down the edge. There's no reason. This is a very delicate wood. I noticed that my first attempt, I really pushed the painter's tape down, and then when I lifted it, some of the fibers, because the wood is so light, was coming up. So I just pushed down on the edge there, and then I painted one side, like right here. And then once that was dry, you can, if you're uncomfortable just freehanding, you can turn right around and put your painter's tape over the one you just did and then paint the other side. I didn't do that. Once I had all of my, like the purple, the lavender, all of those colors done, I took the tape off and then I just freehanded all the navies. Don't let that intimidate you at all. I just have some suggestions. Here's a couple of brushes that are great for that because they're flat and they're kind of stiff. Okay, so when you load your paint up, let me just grab a little paint here. So once you load it up, you can just lay it flat. And remember, you've already taped off one side, so you have a straight line to go by. So if you lay this flat and just push it right up against that line, and then just drag, make small strokes if you want. If you don't feel comfortable, just, one long stroke. But if you keep a stiff brush, lots of paint on it, you want to keep it loaded. Keep it on its side and just drag it and follow your line. And, now that one I messed up a little bit because I didn't have a line. But, it's still okay, right? Because we're not done with it. I just wanted to show you what a stiff brush will do for you. You don't want a fluffy brush, you know, that's just going to flay out every way and be very soft. You want to keep it kind of stiff. Now, depending on the size of your project, if you're not comfortable using that brush, here is another flat one that's stiff. It would do the same thing. You know, you're just going to load it up, lay it down. It's more like using a pencil. You can just pull it. Now there are little liner brushes, the little round brushes. You can use those if you feel comfortable. They're going to be a little bit more difficult. But these flat ones give you that little flat head that you can see when you're pulling it, instead of looking at like a little point and trying to make sure you've got enough paint and that you're moving along okay. These flat ones just really help you. So just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what I had been doing, how I got to this point. So on these, I had taped off here and then here as well, so that I had crisp lines in on this side, and then also after this was dry, I came across and did a little square. So, or I'm sorry, a little half triangle. So I did that, and then this side over here is the one that was free-handed. So, and you can see I still have some waves here and there. You know, it's not going to be perfect if you don't tape it off. You can, by all means, take a little longer, let it all dry, and then take your tape off and re-tape again. That's not a problem. But I was in a hurry, and I don't mind freehand painting. So that's what this is all about. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to come in here and I'm going to coat them all. Once that dries, I'm going to bring you back, and we're going to start moving this around into a pattern. And then once the pattern is done, I had found a cute little sign that I'm going to put on top. It says, "Time spent with cats and sewing is never wasted." So once this is all put into a sign, this is going to lay on top of it. I like this because there was actually a quilt in the picture as well, and you guys know I quilt. So, but I'll bring you back when we're a little farther along. I just wanted to let you know how I did it and the different sizes you can buy. This right here, just to let you know, I did draw it off with a pencil and a ruler and then paint it. It took a couple of coats to cover the pencil marks, so keep that in mind. But yeah, easy to do. If you're not comfortable freehanding, either draw or tape. Tape will be your friend. And on something like this that's geometric, you know, very easy to tape it. So we'll be back. Okay, now that I have it painted, and I did add my little marks across there to simulate, you know, quilting, I'm going to start gluing it down. So I'm going to move these four, and I'm using a very light board as well as these lightweight pieces of wood. So I'm just going to be using a generic, well actually I'm using Elmer's because I know it's going to hold it just fine. It's not needed to use something like E6000 on this project. So I'm just going to wipe the glue around. So this would be cute even if you just displayed it like this. But I have my little sign that I'm going to be adding to it. I just need this to dry overnight and set up. And then tomorrow we'll go ahead and get this added. Most likely it's going to go right in the center, so even how cute that is probably going to be covered. But you could even offset it to a corner if you wanted. Bring it to the top. You know, you could move it around. You could do it this way if you wanted to hang it on the diagonal. But I'm thinking this is how it's going to be for me right there. So we'll be back here tomorrow and we'll do that step. We're going to cut away all of the board that's not needed and add a hanger to the back, and it's going in my sewing room. Okay guys, that is it. I've got the adhesive on the back. I'm going to put something heavy on it while it sets up. But it's done. If you're going to put it on a shelf and just let it lean against the wall, then you don't have to worry about a hanger. Otherwise, you're just going to add a hanger to it. But it's very lightweight, so hanging it is not a problem. You could do it with just one hanger, but if you want to put two on each corner, you can. So I am done with this. I will see you guys next week. Bye.